Hello, and welcome to season season one, race 6 of my F1 2021, my team career mode. We, we are here at the Paul Ricard circuit for the French Grand Prix. Just want to give an advance notice. Right now, there's some really bad weather coming through the area as I do this, so if anything gets cut off for any reason, that's why. I'm going to try to play through it, but we'll see what happens. Did qualifying. We're here at Circuit Paul Ricard, French Grand Prix. Pretty close battle through the midfield. I was actually up towards the pole for the first half of the lap, but I fell off in the third sector and didn't take the last corner as well as I would have liked, and I'm ending up in P14. Just barely. Like you look at the times from, look how close I was to even getting P10. This is very close between basically like Vettel and Stroll and Tsunoda and Sainz and Alonso and myself and Ocon. But then there's a gap down to Kimi Räikkönen and everyone else. So, yeah, it should be interesting to see how it can do in this race. Hamilton leads the standings by 7 over Verstappen, 16 over his teammate Valtteri Bottas. And we are sitting in 6th, though I don't think we'll be staying there for very long. But you never know. And then in the Constructors, we are sitting 4th. As I've scored all the points for the team thus far. Wonder if those storms can be heard through the headset. Maybe you can hear them, maybe you can't. It's coming down pretty bad out there. Oh yeah, it's coming down pretty bad. Well, that's the summer for you. A lot of crazy weather when it's pretty hot outside. But anyway. Race weather looks pretty good, no real issues with any rain. Our rivalry with Kimi Räikkönen is looking good. Here's the R&D progress. We did get 2 upgrades that came in, so we're starting to progress a little further, though we're still just barely ahead of Haas and Williams. What else are we looking at here? We got the minor upgrades in development for powertrain and the chassis, which should come in time for Austria. And we do have 1,000 R&D points. The upgrade that I really want to focus on right now is getting the roll dampers, which will help with the tire wear, which I think is very important for us right now. It's improving the tire wear. And that should come in time for the British Grand Prix if all goes according to plan. So, there you go. With that. And in terms of other upgrades, I think there are other ones I can purchase with the points I have, but I think I'm going to hold off for now and save for maybe our first major upgrade. So all the upgrades we've had so far are minor ones. We've yet to have a major one, or we've yet to do a major upgrade yet. So yeah, that's what's going on there. And and nothing much else to say, so we'll check our settings real quick. I still feel like the other teams are improving their cars at a very, very rapid rate, even though I have the ratings all on reduced. So, yeah, I wonder if that's a bug of the system or something. I'm not really sure, but it is what it is. Maybe I'll have to look into it a little bit. But nevertheless, we are going to go to the French Grand Prix at Circuit Paul Ricard in France. Home race for Renault, so we are looking to have a good outing.
Here we are again then at Le Castellet for another round of this year's Formula One World Championship. Renault took their first French Grand Prix win all the way back in the inaugural race in 1906, but it was another 73 years before they could take their second. I'm sure Alpine will be pushing hard to delight the local fans here today. A lap of Paul Ricard then consists of 15 corners and a total length of around 3.6 miles. Drivers will need to position their cars carefully on the exit of the flat-out turn 10, ready for the double apex right-hander at 11. Watch out for potential overtaking action at the end of the start-finish straight and into the heavy braking zone of turn 8. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Now, I want to ask you about Lewis Hamilton. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, Daniel Ricciardo, and Norris, Leclerc, Gasly, Vettel, and Lance Stroll, Tsunoda, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, the owner driver, Ocon, Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher, and George Russell, Mazepin, Joe, Raikkonen, and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head...
So Raikkonen must have had a penalty of some kind.
This is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix. Let's give them a race worth watching.
Yep, as we said, home Grand Prix for Renault. Tire strategy, of course, we're outside the top 10, so medium to hard seems like the way to go. I would suspect all the guys that are in the top 10 are going to be doing a 2-stopper since they are on the softs. Though, you never know, they could go to hards. Because I have seen that where, in a place like Hungary, where in the past, on previous games, they do a 2-stop. Sometimes they actually go on to make it a 1-stop. So, I guess you can see, it's Bottas, Verstappen, Perez, Ricciardo, Norris, Leclerc, Gasly, Vettel, and Stroll are all on softs. And everyone else except for Raikkonen is on mediums. So interesting to see if Raikkonen can make up any pace on those soft tires coming all the way from that far back.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want to bog down. Okay, our main competitors in this race are Alonso and Ocon.
So all the, like we said, it's the home race for Renault. Which is our engine supplier, of course, along with the Alpine team. And all 4 of the cars are starting out of the points, though we're going to try to see what we can do to get up into the points.
Radar is clear. Weather is looking good for now. Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Of course, coming into this race, this is round 6. So far this season, we've had 2 wins for Hamilton, 2 wins for Verstappen, and 1 win for the McLaren of Lando Norris. Here we go. We're done with our formation lap. Coming to the start-finish line for the run to turn 1. Or for the setup for the start and the run to turn 1. Alright, the field's all set up. 5 red lights for the French Grand Prix. Circuit Paul Ricard, and we are underway. Slower cars behind us have not as good of a start, so that enables us to only lose 1 spot. Oh!
Are you okay? That was a nasty hit.
That
Turn
went
the engine off and
very,
wait for the
whoa, very poorly. I don't even know how I launched in the air there. That was pretty insane. But the wheels just... Like, how does the styrofoam block launch the car? Like, we launched into the air before we even hit the foam block. That's so weird. Okay, so... I was trying to go to the outside of Alonso, but that really didn't work out the way I had planned. And that's a legal overtake. I sort of figured that it was too far to the outside. Oh, man. Ocon, come on, what are you doing, buddy? Too hard on the brakes. Or too late on the brakes, I should say. Whoa, gee, Carlos Sainz, what are you doing, man? Alright, can we get to the turn 1 cleanly, please? That was better. Oh, and apparently that was an illegal overtake. Too far to the left. Alright. Oh. Said alright, and then I ran to the back of Lance Stroll. Man, what a excruciating first lap of the race this has been. But nevertheless. Okay, well, let's take this chance to look at who's running where right now. Okay, so up front, it's Lewis Hamilton, and no surprise there. Second is Sergio Perez has actually gotten in a second, followed by Bottas and Verstappen in 4th, so not the best start for the competition in terms of potentially beating Lewis today. But, you know, whenever we start outside the top 10, and we start on the medium tires, while the rest of the top 10 starts on the softs. My general goal is always to get to the start and get to the point where I am the lead car on the strategy. So in this case, essentially be the first car running on track that's on the medium tire strategy. And that's pretty much where we are right now. We started 14th, we fell back to 15th, and now we are the first car on track that is running the medium to hard strategy, which is exactly where we want to be. We're right behind Lance Stroll. Stroll and Vettel running 9th and 10th in the Aston Martins. That would be great. Uh-oh. We have a fault with the car. Looks like it.
Your DRS is offline.
Yep.
The rear wing is down, so you can stay out while we work on a fix.
I think this is like the second or third time this has happened to me this year. Or this season, I should say. DRS failure. Now, previously, that hasn't been something that's been, it happens and then it stays like that for the whole race. Usually the team is pretty good about fixing it within a few laps. So that's sort of what I'm hoping for here, is that they can get it fixed relatively quickly. But we'll see what they can do about it. They better fix it quick because we're approaching lap 3, which means DRS will now be enabled. But we will not be able to use it because our rear wing is still not functioning.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Now the good news is that we're 1.5 seconds ahead of Yuki Tsunoda, so we are actually in no danger of getting passed, which is a bit of a saving grace for us right now. But the downside is that we can't take advantage of being behind Lance Stroll and being within his DRS range. So we're in a bit of a pickle at the moment. Got Yuki Tsunoda in 11th, Carlos Sainz in 12th.
Tsunoda behind. Our gap behind is 1.9 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 2 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1 minute 36.5.
I'm actually surprised that I've managed to build a 2-second gap to Yuki Tsunoda.
Stroll ahead, less than a second separate you. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 2 laps old. We think they've got 2 stops remaining. The time last lap was a 1:35.6. You're dropping back by around 0.2 each lap.
Yeah, still no news on the DRS issue. Rear wing is still down. We got pass in front of us. That's Leclerc working on Gasly. And that battle going through that chicane actually will help us keep in touch with this pack here. do our mid-session save. Important, especially during a thunderstorm like this.
The car behind has started to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form.
Yeah, again, I'm very surprised by the distance we put between us and Yuki Tsunoda. I honestly think that maybe Yuki has some sort of problem on his car because, I mean, we're 4 seconds ahead, even with our DRS problem. But then again, maybe it's something. Maybe it's not just something with the AlphaTauris generally. Because it also seems like the Pierre Gasly is really holding up this pack of cars in front of us. So I don't know. Maybe both AlphaTauris are having some sort of issue, or maybe they're just not good on the tires that they started the race with. I don't really know. It's just very strange. See these gaps forming. We'll see the gap forming behind us, but also the fact that we've, stayed hooked to this pack of cars in front of us. It's very peculiar. Oh, and the DRS has been fixed. Thank goodness. We actually can now more effectively stay attached to this pack of cars in front of us. As Sainz and Gasly go at it once again. They're side by side, actually. Outside Stroll a little bit. Ooh, outside move. An unorthodox place to make a pass, but we make it work.
Brilliant. Nice move.
And we're into P9. Or into P10, excuse me. But Lance Stroll here comes fighting back. He has DRS as well. We fight down to the chicane here. We're going to edge him out, though, and hold on to P10. So, right now we are in the middle of an Aston Martin sandwich. Uh-oh, somebody's got a problem. Oh no, it's our teammate. Our teammate Guan Yu Zhou. Saw his dot slowing as Lewis Hamilton comes in for his stop. Guan Yu Zhou's out of the race as Lewis Hamilton comes into the pits. Let's see where Hamilton comes out in comparison to everybody else. So Hamilton, he's going to come out behind a whole train of cars here. So he's going to be trying to fight his way through the medium tire runners. The best run through that corner. We're going to have DRS on Seb, though.
Guan Yu is out of the race.
Not going to pass Seb this time. We're just going to stick behind him. Want Stroll right behind us as well. We have a fight with him here in a second. We go to our outside. And Stroll's going to re-overtake us for 10th place. Oh,
Yellow flag.
there's Guan Yu's car sitting up to the right. So will anybody else pit this lap? Looks like Hamilton got held up a little bit there by either Raikkonen or Giovinazzi, and yes, we've got more cars coming in.
To start falling away soon.
Bottas, one of the Red Bulls, one of the McLarens, Leclerc, Gasly,
Okay, the incident has been cleared.
and
Let's get
Stroll
back up
all
to
coming
racing
in.
speed.
So right now the leader is Sergio Perez. And interestingly enough, look at this. So Hamilton has gone soft to medium, but Leclerc and Bottas and all these guys who are pitting now are going soft. Which is an interesting strategy choice, to say the least. Which all but confirms that those drivers will definitely be doing a two-stopper. That they have to switch onto another tire compound. Ooh, came up on Vettel so fast, we ran into the back of him. You know, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Hamilton, because he got by... Who did he get by easily? He got by Giovinazzi pretty easily. But then in front of him, he's got a whole pack of cars who still have to pit, but aren't going to pit for a little while yet, because they are on the medium tires. So, my hope for us in an ideal world is that those guys will hold up Hamilton just enough just to further help out my race. 'Cause right now, I think we're in a pretty pristine position here. If things fall in the right way, we could be in a shot for podium, maybe even a race win. I don't want to jinx it, but it's definitely on the table. And I would presume that these three guys in front of us are going to pit. Will any of them try to go to hard tires, to go to the end, or will they stick it out and do a two-stop? They all come in, so that's Norris, Perez, and Vettel. They all come into the pits. We now lead the French Grand Prix as we take a look at the pit stops going on. And they are going soft to soft. All of them are, so... that does, pretty much sets their strategy in stone. And we'll just double check in a second to see where this will put us in terms of where we're going to come out. So our strategy has us pitting at earliest to lap 12, which is 3 laps from now. And let's see where everyone else sort of shuffled out here. So Hamilton is the leader of the two stoppers, if he is stopping again, and I would venture to say yes, considering he stopped. He was the first one to stop and he went on to mediums. Then it's going to be between Bottas and Verstappen for second and third. And you got Lando Norris, Sergio Perez, who come out in front of Daniel Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel, Leclerc, Gasly, and Stroll. And right now, if we were to pit, we would come out in about 12th place. So I guess the question is going to be, how quickly is Hamilton going to be able to clear two Alpines, Sainz, and Tsunoda? So we have to make it to at least lap 12 before we make our stop.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the hards.
Sainz and Tsunoda are going at it. Hamilton looks to have gotten by Fernando Alonso. Looks like he's gotten by Ocon as well. No, maybe not. Let's take a look. Hamilton and Ocon both have DRS. And it's like Ocon might pinch him a little bit into the chicane. Take a look. Looks like he's finally gotten by that Alpine of Ocon. Yeah, Ocon had the edge, but Hamilton still kept a fender in there. He's got to power through on this right-hander. Alonso tried to make it 3 wide, probably didn't help much either, to be fair to Ocon. Max Verstappen sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Hamilton going side by side with Yuki Tsunoda for position. Who's going to come out on top in that battle? Looks like Tsunoda might have held off Hamilton there. Let's take a look. There they go side by side. Oh, Hamilton with a lockup. And fair play to Tsunoda. He's on older tires, but he's racing Hamilton hard, and he held him off through that section of the course. And again, that's good for us. So if we can have any sort of gap to Hamilton when we come in on lap 12, that's what we're going to want. So I presume Hamilton will pass Sainz going down the front stretch, front straightaway.
Box, box. We're coming in this lap. Right, come in at the end of this lap. Copy that. Hards for next box.
Hamilton's already passed Carlos Sainz by the looks of it, so picking the perfect lap to make a pit stop here. Saving the game again. And the prediction says 12th place once again. And that is about, on the race director, right between Ricciardo and Giovinazzi. So I don't know what's I don't know what's that. I don't know what that's going to look like from a traffic standpoint. Let's actually see. So, Hamilton, he got the pack he just overtook. Verstappen, Norris, Bottas, who's actually fallen back a little bit. And then you got Perez, Vettel, Ricciardo, so just right in with Leclerc, right between Ricciardo and Leclerc and Giovinazzi is right about where we're going to end up here.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
And here we come into the pits for our one and only stop in this race. And a bunch of the other cars behind us decide to come in as well.
Go, go, go.
Very good pit stop, 2.3.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end.
So we're going to come out right in front of Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri. And right behind Leclerc, so it was off by a little bit. But nevertheless, we are in P10 with a chance to go a lot higher because, of course, everyone in front of us or pretty much everyone in front of us except for Lewis Hamilton, did a strategy, or two-stop strategy, where they went soft to soft, meaning they absolutely will be needing to stop one more time in this race in order to meet the tire requirements for the race. Hamilton, I mean, in theory, he does not need to stop again, though I can't imagine he's going to try to go to the end of the race on those set of medium tires. Get overtaken by Pierre Gasly. He's not a total surprise, you know, faster car than us on warmer tires. Really right into the rear end of Pierre Gasly. We'll jump up to P10 with Esteban Ocon pitting. So we nearly rear end Pierre Gasly. I think we could handle that a little bit better. Maybe an overtake was potentially possible. Well, I wasn't using the ERS, that's probably why. There we go, that's better. Overtake on Gasly to get that spot back. Up ahead of us is Charles Leclerc. Ferrari not off to the best start this season. So I guess the question now is, when are the people in front of us going to pit? We got some of them pitting already. That was fast. I don't think Hamilton has pitted, which isn't a surprise. You know, he's going longer on the medium tire.
Gap to car in front is 4.0 seconds.
Now, the pit stop delta here in France is a longer one than normal. Just simply because of the way the pit road is structured.
P5, you're in P5. Vettel is ahead of you. The gap to the car ahead is 3.6 seconds. They're on old softs. Verstappen behind. The gap to the car behind is 11.1 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. The gap to the leader is 14.8 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 13 laps to go.
Yeah, so at this point we are definitely, absolutely going to overtake Lewis Hamilton because the pit delta, an average pit delta is like something like 20 seconds. Not at every track, but on average. And we are definitely, you know, under 20 seconds from Lewis. So, yep, it's going to be the interesting game here. Where is everyone going to come out, or where is Hamilton going to come out? And will he be on another set of mediums, or will he be going on to a set of soft tires maybe to the end? So actually, the lineup has been shaken up a little bit because of the people who are doing the one-stop getting in the mix there. So Hamilton leads, obviously. I'm in second. Verstappen is in third. Norris is in fourth. Carlos Sainz and Yuki Tsunoda have, through the strategies, positioned themselves ahead of Valtteri Bottas in seventh. And then you got the Alpines of Alonso and Ocon in eighth and ninth, ahead of Perez and the Red Bull in 10th. And that'd be a good result for the Alpine guys. Again, home race just as it is for us, but also, you know, they haven't scored as many points as I would have figured so far in this season. So they could definitely use a solid result here in their home Grand Prix. And right now they are sitting inside the points. When, oh when, does Lewis Hamilton pit? Oh, there he goes. He's in the pits now. This will be the moment of truth. We should not have any trouble beating him out of the pits here. Question is, how close is Max Verstappen? He's about 2 seconds ahead of Verstappen. 2.5 seconds. But the bottom line right now, we are in a position to win the French Grand Prix. We have no more pit stops left to make. We are the net leader of the race. Boy, is it shaping up to be another incredible run to the finish. Got Lewis Hamilton behind us on fresh tires. Max Verstappen behind us on fresh tires. Lando Norris behind us on fresh tires. And it's going to be very difficult trying to defend from Lewis. So I'm going to save up all the overtake I can for now, so that I can utilize it when Hamilton gets to us. Because defending from an AI, especially Lewis Hamilton, is going to be extremely difficult. And we could win this race. We're in position to win, though that doesn't mean we are going to win, so we will do our best here to get the best result possible. Actually, Hamilton is really flying on those new tires. He's already pulled almost 4 seconds on Max Verstappen in the Red Bull. And it really looks like that Tsunoda, again, I mentioned earlier how the AlphaTauris seem to be on the slower side of things. And it really looks like that Tsunoda, much like he was earlier, was sort of a cork in a bottle, holding up people behind him. Because Norris and a couple other people were stuck behind Tsunoda, and now that they're by Tsunoda, they've pretty much left him in the dust. So yeah, something must be up with Tsunoda's car. It's been holding a lot of people up in this race, or he's been holding up a lot of people in this race. Alright, here we go. Lewis is going to be within the 1 second barrier. Didn't think he got DRS there, but he's there. He's right behind us, in a position to pounce. We're going to do everything we can to keep him behind us. He is there. Using the great traction we get off the corners to our advantage. Hamilton's got DRS. He's going to make a move to the outside. Not going to happen. We hold him off for now. Behind him. No. I feel like we could do a better job on the defense there. Hamilton gets the edge, but we get the spot back in the chicane. See, the trick on that chicane, I feel, is to get, if you're gonna pass, if they're gonna try to pass you, you make them do it low, because they always tend to slow up on that inside line. Hamilton trying to make a move to the outside, doesn't work. This fighting is going to bring Max Verstappen back into the fold before too long. Again, going to use the great traction out of the corner. Defend Lewis off for at least this straightaway. Go to the outside again. Doesn't work out. There's to cut him off. Actually, loses a lot of ground to us. Still be well within our DRS, but be a little easier than the previous lap on this long back straight. To defend the lead. Hamilton. Like move down to the bottom. Again, that's what we want him to do. Coming up to the fast right-hander. Hamilton looking on the inside, but we cut him off again. And folks, Max Verstappen closing in. It's going to be a 3-horse race for the win, just like it was for a while there in Canada. And we were also on differing strategies, 1-stop versus 2-stop. Same story, different racetrack. Hamilton going to go to the outside again. But we're going to force foul again. I think he actually locked up going into turn 1. Boy, Max Verstappen is really there now. He will be within DRS range. Hamilton makes the move to the inside for the lead. Remember, the problems with the chicane. He's going to slow up. We're going to regain the lead. And Max Verstappen is now well and truly in the fight. Here comes Hamilton again. Bobbing and weaving. Here comes Verstappen to the inside of him, potentially into the right-hander. Oh, a little bit of contact. We do that again without the contact. Just trying to figure out which way we want Hamilton to go. He's going to try the outside. Oh, and that's going to lead to contact every time, isn't it? Pretty much every time that's going to lead to contact. Going to try to make him go maybe the inside. Banging wheels. Let's take a look at how close that was for the lead. No damage, just banging, literally banging wheels. Oh, we force him wide, and Verstappen's going to take advantage and go for the lead. Let's do a little better job there, making that corner. No, we even go further off that time. No, we're still going further off. I have to hit the brakes practically. Oh, I have to actually, like, really slam the brakes. Well, that time we were able to keep the lead, but Verstappen is there. Again, use the traction out of the corners
No need to worry about tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
to give us the edge down the straight. Verstappen coming with a full head of steam. He's going to run out of room to make a move. It's now, what? 5 laps to go. Actually, I should probably go back because I should have cut off the ERS after the second turn. Save as much as possible for the long back straight. Overtake engaged. Try to defend the best we can from the Red Bull of Max Verstappen. They go down to the inside, force him down to the inside, see if he has any problems getting into the chicane. He does, he make a little contact actually. Go to our inside again. And again, he's got the same problem as Hamilton, who actually is going to get by Verstappen for second place as we continue to hold on to the lead for the moment. This corner is always tricky to get a grip on right through that multiple apex corner. Is it multiple apex? I don't know. A tricky corner nonetheless. Tire wear still looking solid. We're good to the end of the race anyway. Shouldn't have any issues. Pound the
There's
ERS.
5 laps of fuel remaining.
Gain the advantage down the home straight. Hamilton now is back in second place in his Mercedes. I'm sure we are giving them fits right now, the brand new team, and with a chance to win its first Grand Prix, defending valiantly for the two top dogs in Formula One. Here they come again. Hamilton going on the attack. Again, we will force him to the bottom. He's going to try to go high, though. Not going to make that chicane work. Pound it again. Heading for the fast right-hander. There'll be 3 laps to go. This time by. And don't count out Lando Norris. He is not that far behind. Could he get his second win of the season if any of us get into a melee? Bottas creeping back there as well. point, I say the tires are pretty much equalized. So Hamilton, Verstappen will obviously still have fresher rubber. Hamilton trying the outside again, doesn't work. Force him back to the inside. Really deep. He's not going to make the corner. And Verstappen passes him for P2. Forcing those two to scrap away. While I hold on to the race lead. Verstappen looked to make a move, couldn't commit to it. A nerve-wracking final 3 laps. You know,
3 laps of
this is the position I figured we would be in Canada, not necessarily here in France. Just that great traction off the corner again to help us out. Verstappen's going to come charge, but again, not close enough to make a move into turn 1. Ooh, running a little wide there. That could hurt us. Through this complex the best we can. Head to the back straight. Pound that ERS. Verstappen gets the DRS. He's coming with a full head of steam. Gonna force him low. Just like I did with Hamilton. And again, we hold on to the lead just barely by the skin of our teeth. And Verstappen going a little slowly. Hamilton looking to make a move on Verstappen for 2nd place. Verstappen keeps it though. This is the penultimate lap of the French Grand Prix. White flag this time by. It has all come down to this. Oh, Verstappen looking to move on the outside. Not the place to pass, though. Powering off the corner again. Final lap of the French Grand Prix. Here comes Verstappen on the outside for the race lead. Slight contact. We keep him behind. He slows up. We go wide. If we can make it through this back straight in one piece, we might be home free. Pound that ERS again. Here comes Max Verstappen. Again, we will force him down to the bottom. Make anything happen to the chicane. Still there. Back to the lead. Retaking it from Max Verstappen. Here comes Verstappen, though. Corner complex is going to be so critical. Remember, they moved from previous games. They moved the finish line a little further down the main straight. There's going to be a run. You get a great launch off the final corner. Verstappen's going to make a move. He's going to try it. Sharp right-hander down the main straight. Pounding the ERS once again. And Rockstar Energy Racing is going to win its first Grand Prix.
That's a race win. You've really been great today.
How about that?
You can't fault the performance on the track today. A well-deserved victory. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
I think the key here was just the quality of the racecraft.
The strategy worked to perfection.
Make overall. I'm sure we have a stat person keeping score somewhere, and it's fantastic to watch, wasn't it? This is a strategic sport at the end
Incredible
of the day.
defensive
It's always
driving.
really gratifying to see close-fought battles on track. It's what all the fans are after.
Here comes your top three making their way down to the podium for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula One.
There you have it, our first race victory.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I'm going to give it to the owner-driver today. They fought so hard and had incredible pace at times, so I don't think anyone else did a better job today.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Meanwhile, AlphaTauri's strong weekend allows them to continue their march up the table. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
So whether it's intentional or not, always seems like our result tends to mirror Guan Yu Zhou's in, I guess, a reverse sort of way. Guan Yu Zhou DNFs early, finishes dead last, and then we go on to win our first Grand Prix in F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. Updated standings of the constructors, really solidifying our hold on 4th place with that victory. Ferrari, we're leaving them in the dust almost. AlphaTauri overtakes Aston Martin for 6th. Alpine gets an extra point and goes up one more over Alfa Romeo. Driver standings wise, Hamilton maintains the lead, but his lead is cut down to 3 over Max Verstappen. And we overtake Sergio Perez for 5th place. And we are not far behind Lando Norris for 4th, so things are very much looking up for us at Rockstar Energy Racing. Not going to win the championships, certainly, but we are in the mix for maybe even a top 5 points finish in the driver standings. And I'd say I really did not expect our first win to come at France. Did not expect that.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. Well, looks like your luck has changed. Things went a lot better than last weekend, didn't they?
And it was Renault's home race, so that worked for us too. Of course, Renault is our power unit, so that's good. I'll give some boost to our reliability department, or durability department, I should say.
You're surpassing all expectations. Can anything or anyone stop you? How do you feel the competition is for you this season? Great. Well, that's everything.
Alright, some questions answered. We did do an interview before the race, so that should fulfill our sponsor requirement. Easily trounced Kimi Raikkonen in the rivalry. Or getting closer to winning that rivalry. Big boost for the driver acclaim and the team acclaim as well. See what kind of money we got. A little bit of damage deductions, unfortunately. Money finally starting to come in, which is good. That's what we want to see. Austria is the next race. Much I can see, when do we have to renew? Okay, so not until the beginning of September, so not until after at least the Belgian Grand Prix, so that's good. Let's see, not much to do in terms of activities. Well, I could do one of these, but I think it's important to do something to boost the focus of Guan Yu Zhou, so we'll do that. That'll be good. We have a decent amount of money here. I want to spend on facilities. Let's take a look and see what's available to us. I feel like getting quality control is a pretty big deal. To reduce any chance of failures by any amount is good. So I'm going to go with upgrading the aerodynamic department's quality control, reducing failure chance by 10%. And then we have a little bit of extra money to spend, which driver perks. Might as well get this one to just get everything up to level 1 here. Social media team, development upgrade, driver acclaim will be boosted by 10%. So that seems like a good deal. Let's see here. We have 632 resource points. I'm not going to do anything right now in terms of R&D. Just going to save those points for the next potential upgrade, so I can get a major upgrade or purchase a major upgrade. So I think that's what we're going to do. And actually, let me take a look and see what that upgrade would possibly be. Based on what's available to us, I guess we have potentially a major drag reduction upgrade that we can get. That'll give us a big boost in the aerodynamic department. We have a monocone structure on the chassis side, which would really give a boost to our chassis department. And then we have our power unit department. Yeah, and actually our engine is actually in pretty decent shape in terms of where it is compared to everyone else. We're actually nearly on level with, actually we're surpassed Ferrari and Haas, so It's good to see. But yeah, for now, I think I'm going to save the resource points, wait till the next race weekend to make a purchase. Yeah, that is what is in store for us as we advance the time.
Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car, ready for the next race weekend.
Yep, so that part came in. Everything looks okay. Of course, we currently don't have enough cash to afford our teammate's contract renewal, but as we just saw, that is not due until September the 6th. And the thing is, of course, the market value of your driver goes up as you go throughout your season, so something to keep an eye on. As we have to make sure we have at least $1.5 million in the bank, so I had to think about when do we start saving money. So I think the next... Trying to think what the next... department upgrade is going to be. It would either be a build time or a resource point generation. I feel like we could also go to the fitness center and help improve our second driver's racecraft awareness and focus. I could always use improvement, and that's not a super expensive one to get. It's only $1.2 million. So it's not a super major investment. And we're not really in a position to do anything with marketing right now, so... And then just to check on sponsorship, our next sponsor doesn't come until Acclaim level 15, and we are still on level 10, so we still have a long ways to go there. So there we go. That was the French Grand Prix, and see for the next race, which is one of our better tracks. It's the Red Bull Ring in the Austrian Grand Prix.